All welcome to Bri Chronicles. My name is Brianne Peters. I am the host of Bri Chronicles and the proud owner of A. Omera Chanel Med Spa. I am a family nurse practitioner in the Central Texas, Austin area, all the way down to Fort Hood, and sometimes I go and travel to Waco as well. Come on in, take a seat, and let's get this tea. Hey, y'all, just like it is hot here in Texas. Ooh, it's so hot, y'all. It's so hot. It's so hot. But let's talk about this work-life balance, okay? Sometimes you got to take a break to get away from the heat. And I'm not just talking about the heat outside. I'm talking about the heat from your job. All right, y'all. Let's talk about that work-life balance. As many people may know, I have always been what you call the working woman. You know that song? I got two jobs. Well, actually, I think it's talking about two phones. But anyways, I got two jobs. I always been that type of person to have more than one job, right? Which also gives you access to other things, as people say, the better quality of life, or what, however you want to say it. But if you're constantly working or working and going to school, where do you find that work-life balance? So I'm here to give you guys some tips where you can still confidently glow and still be able to do that workflow. So a little bit about me, as some of you guys know, or all of you may know. And if you don't, hey, it's okay. Come on in. I was a teen mom, right? I came from Austin, Texas. I lived in the projects where we had nothing. But I can say one thing, my mama always worked. She didn't want no handouts from our family. She didn't want no help from my dad's family. She wanted to do it all on her own. Right? Miss Independent. That's where I got it from. So I've always kept two jobs or a really good job. And then whenever the road got rocky or I felt like I had no work-life balance, I seek my exit to the left. So how does this all tie into nursing school? How does this all tie into being a nurse? How does it all tie into the healthcare field? Well, that's the one thing I could say about the career of nursing is if you don't like one area, you don't have to quit nursing, which some people do. Some people just say, you know what? Poop, I'm done with it. I'm done. I'm done with nursing. And they don't even want to have nothing to do with nursing at all. Or some people just switch to a different specialty. And that's how they get that work-life balance. But remember, guys, nursing is a career. Most careers, you accumulate PTO time. Make sure that you're utilizing your PTO. That's how you're going to have that work-life balance. Because I always tell my baby nurses and even my veteran nurses and even my Sonic employees, you got to remember these are corporations that we're working for when I talk about the hospitals and the skilled facilities. Yes, I'm for them, but I'm really for the nurse. I'm here to help the nursing student. Always remember that if you were to fall out today, they will roll your body over and get somebody in to take your place. Remember, nursing is 24 hours. And if you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to be able to take care of your patients? How are you going to be able to take care of your family? You can't take care of your family being in the hospital because you didn't drink, you didn't eat, because you was worrying about getting your meds passed on time. You was worried about studying for that exam. Now your hair falling out, you're stressed, you got bad anxiety. Nobody want to be around you because you got a bad attitude. You got to have the work-life balance. If not, all those things can and will happen to you. It happened to me the other day. So I'm telling y'all about it. You got to have that work-life balance. Can you imagine being a full-time nurse practitioner? Then you also doing Botox and you opening up a med spa, and you're seeing veterans. Oh, yeah, I almost went crazy last week. But then I had to do something for me. Well, I'm doing two things for me. I'm going to two concerts. Yeah, I'm doing something for myself. And I'm looking forward to it because I know that I need to take some me time. Because if not, I'm going to have burnout. So let me give you guys some tips on how not to get burnt out. Number one, your job allots everybody break time. Take your breaks. Some jobs give you a 30-minute lunch break, and then they'll also give you two 15-minute lunch breaks. How do you find out? Go to your HR. Ask those questions. Utilize your breaks. Because guess what? You ain't going to get paid for it anyway. I'm just saying. They're not going to back pay you. They're going to say, well, you did it because you didn't want to take it. Why do you think that it actually is 8 hours, but it's really 9 that you're at that building? Take your breaks. Another work-life balance. Make sure that you're eating right. Yeah. I hear nurses all the time. Oh, I got to have my coffee. I got to have my energy drink. Well, guess what, boo? I'm one of them. But I also got to have those healthy snacks too. You got to counterweight it. Why you think your girl looks so good? Do you know? I'm just trying to give you some tips. Y'all wanted it. Here it is. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're hydrating, especially depending on which area of the United States that you're in. We know Texas, Arizona, California. Well, really everywhere right now. And it's hot, honey. It's hot. I got in my car today and it was 110 degrees. I thought I was going to melt like butter. Do you hear me? I felt like that witch. I'm dying. But hey, it is what it is. But you best believe it forced me to drink some water. I didn't want it. But my body said, girl, if you don't sit down somewhere and drink this water, we're going to fall out. Take care of yourself. Learn how to laugh. It's okay to laugh at yourself. Guess what? Be your own worst critic. It's okay. Because if you bring it up and you laugh, that gives people less things to talk about. Because it's not funny if you know it. It's not funny if you acknowledge it. But it's funny to you because it's happening to you, right? I'm just saying. Learn how to laugh. Schedule time off in between. Yeah, we talked about personal time off, but some jobs, insider, give you mental health days. Oops, I let it out the bag. Yes, you can tell I want to take a mental health day. Who gonna whoop you for taking a mental health day? Nobody. But if you don't take it, your body will. Your body will make you sit down. Your body will put you in the hospital. And if you're in the hospital for 2 days to 2 to 3 weeks, you ain't making no money anyway. They're not gonna pay you because you didn't take care of yourself. No. No instructor is gonna let you sit there and retake your test because you didn't take care of yourself. Again, make sure you're hydrating, make sure you're eating right. That goes into the next one, exercising. So we know getting into nursing school, honey, look up the statistics. You're going to gain some weight. Why? Because you're having that sedimentary lifestyle. You're not doing what you would normally do. You're sitting at a desk. You're not moving around. So guess what? You're going to eat the quickest thing that you can find, which is something that's in that vending machine that ain't good, or that old cake. Oh, I had to catch myself. Or that old cake sitting on that table from last week's potluck. You just eat whatever you can eat just to get some substance. No, prep your food. Take it to work. You will be okay. It is cheaper. It is cheaper, honey. I'll take a piece of celery over an old stale piece of cake any day because that cake gonna get you tired in less than 10 minutes. I'm just saying. So what's another tip that I do with work-life balance? I'm observant. You have to be observant. in any job that you do, especially nursing. And when I say observant, I'm talking about watching your management team, watching your coworkers. They will give you signs, but you got to be able to pick them up. If you know that your manager is about to go on vacation or your manager walking around with an attitude, guess what? Your job for to be hard. Because when they go on vacation, that next person that want to be that chief, oh, they going to definitely make it hard for you. And guess what? If they have an attitude, the manager is going to make it hard for you too. So be observant. Your coworkers, they will tell you, girl, I ain't coming in tomorrow. I ain't going to be here. Don't be that coworker. Because when you're not there, you're making that work-life balance harder for the next person. Because they're going to have to pick up your slack. And then eventually, who wants to work with that person? Who wants to work with that coworker that is not reliable, that is inconsistent, that takes shortcuts? So don't be that person, because you won't have good work-life balance because nobody will want to cover you or go help you. That is a part of that. If you actually pay attention, it makes sense. I've seen it happen many a times. You want to work smarter, not harder. You want to do team nursing, not independent nursing. It's easier to lift someone or turn someone with two people instead of one. You only got one back for your country. You only got one back for your family. So I'm just saying. What's another thing? Decreasing my stress. Yes, Lord. I try to decrease my stress as much as possible. But guess what? People be trying you, girl. But if it's something you can't change, you just got to change the way you look at it. And yeah, a lot of people are going to look at you crazy because they're like, why isn't she getting mad? I'm poking this bear. I'm poking this bear. She should get mad. She should get aggravated. No. If you cannot change the situation, change your outlook on it. But if there's something that you can change to benefit you and make it better for you and take that stress away, then change it. Remember, I said the one thing that I would change in my whole nursing career was me not speaking up for myself. And trust me, people made my job very stressful for me. Very, 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 very stressful. So I got that laissez-faire attitude now, that if it don't pertain to me and my patient and me keeping my patient safe, and I'm not the type of nurse that say, oh, that's not my patient. If I'm in the building, they all my patients. If it doesn't pertain to me, I don't want to hear it. If it doesn't pertain to me, I'm not going to stress about it. That's what we do. We take on other people's burdens. And that affects our work-life balance. Believe it or not, it does. Because when you go home, you can't have a life because you're thinking about what Miss Such and Such told you or what Miss Such and Such is doing. And I'm not talking about the patients. I'm talking about your coworkers. Also, the one thing I do love about nursing, even though it's hard, you got to learn to leave things at the door. Nursing is 24 hours. You can only do what you can do. Some people will sit there, and I have seen it, y'all. I was even one of those nurses. The shift is over at 6 and still there at midnight. Why? Why? Chart as you go. If something happens, chart at that time. Real time charting. Just a quick little note. It'll save you later. Because guess what? Life happens, work happens. And then you didn't even chart. Then you stressed out again. But you gotta be able to have good time management. So that way when you clock out, you at home with your family. You shouldn't be worried at 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh man, did I chart that Mrs. Brown? That's my maiden name. I'm not talking about no patient. That Mrs. Brown ate that pea soup today? Did I chart if Mrs. Brown had a bowel movement today? Do you see what I'm saying? That disrupts Yeah, I'm country. Disrupts your work life balance. So, what's another thing that I do for work life balance? I already told y'all. I plan things for myself. I buy myself things and I take my trips. I learned that in nurse management. I was always that type of person that had that PTO time and never used it. And then would get mad at the end of the year when they wouldn't cash it in. And we would do the same dance, me and HR, every year, every year, every year until I got into nurse management. And I said, why is, let's just say Cindy? Why is Cindy always gone? Cindy ain't never here. And I'm always picking up Cindy's slack. Cindy always look refreshed and I look stressed. And Cindy told me I'll take my vacation time. So what I did was when I took my first one, honey, I went big and went home. I took a cruise. Let me tell you. And it was amazing because nobody could call me. Nobody could ask me any questions. And I started taking cruises every year. That's how I get my work-life balance. Because I want to be off the grid. And guess what? Not everybody can afford that. If you can't afford a cruise, go out of town. So when they call you, oh my gosh, the building's on fire. Honey, I can't help you. I'm 2 hours away. Sorry. Can't help you. You have to take care of yourself. Because, like I said earlier, if you were to die today, they would roll that body over and they would get somebody else in. Or let's talk about me. When I put in that notice to step down as a director of nursing, my job was posted within 3 hours. Do you see what I'm saying? You have to have that work-life balance. You have to. Other things to help with work-life balance is gaining that support system, team nursing, team healthcare, acknowledging the other ones or other disciplinary team members, your social worker, your housekeepers. They can, your dietary, they can help you build that support. Be kind to your CNAs. Oh, trust me, they and your med aides, they can make and break your career. They will see something and make sure that you don't find out about it, but they will go tell the next nurse and your supervisor, all because they felt like you was being nasty or mean to them. But if you had them as a team member, oh, trust me, they'll get in there, they'll help you do what you need to do. And sometimes they say, don't worry about it, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. I have been impressed by so many CNAs because they were offering to do things that I didn't even know that they were even qualified to do. I'm like, no, I got it. I got it. I got it. I'm talking about from Killeen to Houston to New York. If you got you a good team and a good support system, you wouldn't mind going into work. But if you feel like you got to do everything on your own, guess what? That's not work-life balance because you stress before you even go into the door. You stress when you driving up to the building. I had to build a great, not build a good. I incorporated an amazing team when I became director of nursing. When I took over that building, I had no employees. Everybody had left and went to the next new, great, better thing. But remember, y'all, everything that shines and glitter ain't gold. They literally left that facility and went to a new facility. And I had to start from scratch. And it was hard because I was pulling long hours. Like I said earlier, I was one of them people that was staying there to 12, 2 o'clock in the morning. But once I got that team and that support system, guess what? I was leaving at 4:45, 5 o'clock. I had good work-life balance. I didn't mind being a director of nursing. That's why I did it for so long. But in the beginning, was it hard? Yes. Until I got that support system. So it's okay to ask for help. It don't matter how high you are. It is okay. Believe it or not, I'm learning new things every day. Every day, I'm learning something new. And it's how do you take that knowledge in? Do you accept it or do you push against it? Yeah, I used to be hard headed. I did. Why she want to tell me about that? Baby, sometimes those tips that you thinking is putting you down is tips to help you go a little bit faster. Tips to take a little bit of stress off your mind. And you're like, I never even thought about it that way. I never even tried to do it that way. Man, she's correct. This is easy. And then you wondering why Billie Jean is always done before you. Because she don't learn how to do it. Remember, you learn something from everything, everybody. The right way, the wrong way, and how to do it correctly, but your way. And guess what? How to do it correctly your way may be a shortcut. But you're still implementing all the things that you need to do, but you're just doing it in a different way. Just saying. Don't think that somebody giving you advice, it's them criticizing you. Corrective criticism, remember, it's not to put you down, it's not to degrade you, it's to elevate you. So it's how your mindset is. Having a peaceful mind, getting that relaxation, meditating, because some rooms have what they call lavender rooms. Some hospitals have lavender rooms, is what I meant to say. Where they have places where you can go and you can ease your mind. Take advantage of those things. HR is there to talk. A lot of hospitals and corporations, they have it where you can go get counseling sessions. You have to learn to have that work-life balance. The support system from your family is going to help with that. Because if you don't want to, if you ain't got to worry about who's going to watch little Tink Tink today, that's stressing you out before you even get to work. So guess what? Little Tink Tink, you didn't find a babysitter to 5 minutes before you have to go to work. Now you late, and then you get to work and you mad at everybody else. What do them people got to do about you couldn't find a babysitter for little Tink Tink? Nothing. But do you see how you took that stress to work? Now you got an attitude. So your coworker got an attitude. Everybody work-life balance just thrown off because you couldn't find a babysitter for a little Tink Tink. Just saying. I've been there. I've done that. Or you didn't get enough sleep, and so you go to work and you mad. Get your rest. Get your rest. Like I said, work-life balance. It's you taking care of yourself, as we say in nursing, holistically, as a whole. Not just your outside and looking good, taking care of yourself. You got to feel good too. You got to make sure that you're well rested because if, like I said before, if you don't take care of yourself, how you expect to take care of somebody else? I know I wouldn't want you taking care of me. Anytime I done did 3 doubles in a row. Kiki. No, you definitely ain't for to stick me with that needle. You ain't got no sleep in between because when you get home, by the time you get home, it takes you about a good 4 hours to wind down. Then it takes you about a good 2 hours to get ready to get back and go to work. So you mean to tell me you only got 3 hours or 4 hours worth of sleep? Oh, no. You ain't touching me with no needle. Why do you think a lot of these nurses get those malpractice suits? Why do you think a lot of these nurses lose their license? You got to remember, all money ain't good money. Take care of yourself because at the end of the day, the companies are going to take care of themselves. If they had to choose between you and them, oh, honey, you out of there. Remember that. And you only got one back for your family. So if you blow your back out today or your mind out today because you couldn't handle the stress, what does that leave your family? Was it really worth it? Was it really worth it? You got to have work-life balance. And then you'll be so much happier. You'll be smiling. Then everybody be like, what's wrong with her? She look like she's just too happy. She faking. No, it's not being fake. It's just being like, you're able to breathe. You're able to live. Come join the living team over here. You know, we're not just going to work, going to sleep, going to work, going to sleep, going to work, going to sleep. Which that's what we do as nurses. We want to take care of everybody else, but we forget the self-care. We forget to take care of ourselves. And that messes up our communications with everybody else because we don't want to communicate because we think everybody got an attitude with us because nobody understands. But guess what? Remember, as nurses, we are a tribe. And in healthcare, we are a tribe. We all understand. But sometimes you just got to communicate. Well, yeah, I'm a little tired. So I'm going to take my break a little early. Instead of you being frustrated and not getting a break at all. That's why I said check with your HR. Figure out how much time you are allotted a day for breaks, which should be an hour. It can be a 30-minute lunch and two 15-minute breaks, or it can be a whole hour lunch. Check your references. If you like this episode of Nurse Bri Chronicles, make sure that you follow me on all socials at Nurse Bri Chronicles. And don't forget to follow my website at www.nursebrichronicles.com, where we're always confidently glowing.